Okay, distractions. Where do we begin now? Can you interfere with my thoughts now? Can you come into my recording now? Can you come in between my preparation now for what I'm going to talk about today? We we were at coherence and we are still at coherence. I gotta criticize myself in a way that it still feels legendary, you know. So, I was just looking at one of my projects and trying to see if I can make sense of it. I did create this baseline. Not as interesting as the previous one, but still, I think it makes sense. I've made many tracks, so we might stumble upon something interesting later. But here in this project, I think I made two bass lines. By the way, does the bass sound right at the end? Like at this part? I think I did save a file with this bassline phrase ending in C sharp. And we shall check that out later. Oh, let's just see how it sounds right now. Maybe both of them sound good. It's just that sometimes I get a little sketchy and I think that it doesn't sound right, but then when I listen to it again, it sounds okay. Alright, so I did think that let me just begin with some kick drums, but I think we're full on with the project. And by the way, don't you think that the basketball sound is like a real kick drum? One of the best samples to have, actually. Maybe you should someday record it indoors and use that sample. And let me know in the comments below. And then maybe introduce other instruments. Make yourself explore your machines. The topic itself is about recording yourself, as there is so much to talk that we have to rephrase everything together or rewrite everything together. And I've actually already rewritten a lot of things altogether. So It's also about survival. It's about earnings. It's about being successful. It's about being able to speak. The truth is that I had written a whole bunch of things that I can never recover in the same sequence, because I lost some of my notes, and as crazy as it may sound, I have very little clue about what I wrote. But nevertheless, we shall dive deep into the matter with time. The problem was with the notepad. It kept asking me to log in, and I thought it auto-saved it, but when I reopened it, it was gone. A few weeks of my written work was lost, and this happened in 2023. So ever since then, I've been very careful, and I got rid of that app, so the new app has been saving correctly. Thankfully, I now feel that nothing was actually lost, because I can improvise on many concepts that I originally had in mind. But still, I hope I don't regret not remembering some of it. So, we gotta be careful. And now we can utilize the time that's been provided in this dream. Alright, so there you go. The baseline has changed. So I told you I would talk about two baselines, and I think this is the second one. To be a participant and explore the possibilities within your reality is important, because what you are will be shown eventually by your will or by not your will, but something will definitely surface. We spoke about existence, and I don't know if I can catch the right flow, but this is what triggered me to start immediately, because there were too many notes to keep a track of. So my words were automatically typing, the script was automatically getting generated. I consider them as codes that can be linked here. I've got to talk about the forgetting problem. I've got to talk about how a precious previous life could be forgotten entirely. About how the dream you see is the way it is. I could be a driver for someone in their dream. I could be a South Indian teacher for somebody else, or an Italian chef for someone else. Now, what we have to realize is that what you see is for yourself only. There's something about remembering faces which is quite interesting. Only your mind can resolve the changes that it puts to itself, that it puts itself to. The updated trick that I've figured now for me is to do it consistently for as long as it takes, and to keep making it flow. We will track the nature of the flow along with the content hereon. There are some serious talks that we need to do about existence itself that would make you question the very base of all existences, of all of the existence, the memories, the agendas, the survival of the mind, so that it can do what it needs to do and what it is good at doing. No wonder you get a chance to experience the process. I am doing it so that I can relate it to my videos. And I'm glad I figured a way out around this, like this. Okay. I can guide you step by step to recover every frame of your vision that involves memory and consciousness, and with a little practice every day, you can be very lucid that it does not matter whether you are on this earth or some other earth, but wherever you are keeping up to being yourself and experiencing the morals the way it should be. I would truly consider this to be my struggling phase, and in this moment I would like to capture the expressions and some talks for future reference. The past few months and years have been a memorable one, and it has taken some time to get me to where I'm at. I didn't just start straight away. I know the first thing that's necessary to do is to make sense. Sensible, straight talk. We are trying to solve a problem. As in me, and you're free to join, and try to know myself so that the best potential out of me is derived. Because we are obviously trying to solve a problem, a mathematical problem. Well, it's not calculus or ridiculous, if some of you may think. It's more complicated than that. Simple in one, but complicated in another. So, what's important is to find a balance. Balance. Everyone is balancing right. Or I wouldn't say everyone, but everything is balancing right. The sun, the moon, the stars. All these things are balancing, including the stitches in your clothes are well balanced within itself, that no external force can destroy the object unless someone wants to. Not something, but only if someone wants to. Now, let's derive. Not drive, that's there of course. I miss driving on the highways, though I've done that a lot already years ago. And I'm also done doing that. But for now, we are going to derive the equations. Find some derivatives. Remember, we are one. It may sound silly at the moment, because I'm no one yet, but that's the point. We are one, in the sense that everything you see is a part of you. It starts with your hands, then the phone, and the air, and then the walls, and then the people outside, the stratosphere, planets, stars. Everything is you. Whoever is watching this would know that this video of mine is you imagining and trying to remind yourself that everything is one. If all this were to collapse, you would see cracks in your vision. And if you looked into those cracks, you would see a black background. The moment will be similar to when you close your eyes, like you haven't slept yet. Nor will you have eyes to reopen them, not with the current set of memories, but more on that later. And nor will you have hands or a body, but you will have your thoughts and your memories. And you will be within your personality, which is your soul in itself, to remember how you made yourself exist the way it was. And if for any reason you haven't reached fulfillment in your life, you will be recycled into various realities forever, infinitely. That is the design for someone to live infinitely. There are two important words that come to mind: morals and experience. Which comes first, you think? Morals and then experience, or experience and then morals? You decide. Okay, so I think we're going to keep this baseline for the later. I think if you haven't noticed, even the keys have been dropped by an octave, I think, that I initially started with. I've been watching some of you are so full on with yourself. you know exactly what to do, and I really appreciate that about such people. It shows up. I mean, it is difficult when it's raining to start a camera and speak along a bike ride with crystal clear audio. I mean, wow. That is some skill I would need to learn if I need to show you the area around where I live. I mean, for them, or for any other person for that matter, it is relevant for their perspective, or from their perspective. But someone watching a few creators, I wouldn't call myself a creator yet, unless I'm successful in this, but whatever. Someone watching a few creators would be able to contrast the difference and changes and the personalities and possibilities of their own self. Because all I can do is show you my perspective. I do this because I have to. There is a unique perspective to mine, and everybody has unique perspectives. What needs to be seen is what gets known or recognized. For now, the survival bit, somehow I've started to process on how that works. Possibility is a medium to help me remember who I am, because every day is different, and in the differences it's possible to forget parts of yourself entirely, and literally. Like, imagine, hold on, let me load this up. Okay, I think I saved it somewhere else. The rest of the files that I wanted to show you, I think it was here. Yep. So, like, imagine leaving your arm on a sidewalk and walking away without it, and then later you don't remember where and how you dropped your arm. So possibilities are like that, like your body parts. And I'm gonna make sure that this time I will not lose my thoughts. I have to get all of them so I can remember them and sleep with a smile on my face. That is the best feeling for me. How about yours? Write down your best feeling, describe it to me, so I know what's similar and what's not. Because we know that we're different from each other, but some of us might not want to be that same way, so as an escape from the spotlight, it's necessary to understand what's going on internally first, before you begin to embark upon it. Okay, that was something that we heard. Let's try to bring in some lead. Okay, let's just start it like that. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. What is the common thing between all animals? Any guesses? What is that common thing between all animals and birds and humans and everything, considering we are animals as well? Body animals that we are. take a while to guess. Well, when the eyes are closed, it's all the same for everyone. Have you realized that? Closed eye vision is common for everyone. It's like the interval when in a theater, like at an IMAX or something. And notice the temperature as well, as in the body temperature. That could switch anytime. You could be a bacteria trying to survive in boiling water, or you could be a penguin in the Antarctica, far away from all of us. And the truth is that any one of us could be in such a state when we open the eyes. The day starts with opening the eyes. Until before that you were dreaming. And you are still, even after you open them. You just went butterfly effect. By the way, that's a great movie if you haven't watched. But I'm talking about the butterfly effect after you wake up normally. Is anyone getting me? And that's true for anyone falling asleep and entering a dream as well. Okay. I would also like to request some of you who want to talk about such things and want to add in any ideas or add my ideas in their story, please reference me for my ideas. That's all I would request of you while I concentrate on my next set of tasks. You can include yourself to watch me for my ideas if you want to. And if you want to talk about some of my ideas publicly, then all I would request of you is to reference me for my ideas so that people know where these ideas are originating from. So the actual link can be established between us. The Creator has designed us in such a way that we get full experience of our hallucinations. You are hallucinating right now. It is a magical hallucination. The normal state is also hallucination. How interesting is that? I mean, not like the one when you take psychedelics. That is only to show you that it is possible to hallucinate. I mean, I clearly remember seeing a goat near the swimming pool when I was on recreation 10 years ago. And it was looking right at me, next to me, right next to my recliner. And I was wondering how it got in. I turned my head around and I saw my friend as she walked by the pool. The tattoos on her back were moving. And I can remember it precisely. It was a large dragonfly with 4 wings. And she was wearing a bikini, so the tattoos were very much visible, as though it was alive. What I want to point out is that it wasn't some sort of wobbling effect or warping effect or some random patterns or changing colors. that you see in your vision, but this was incredible because my vision was perfectly normal, except it was so altered in a precise way that what can be remembered from dreamlike scenarios, and it carried on for a while until I was interrupted by the waiter. I can't remember the waiter's face, but I can remember the goat's face. You see what I'm saying? It was a fascinating experience just to realize that your reality could be intercepted by random codes within the matrix.